Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Elsa Amalia Salsabila and I will presentation about speech comprehension, speech production and speech acquisition. Speech comprehension is the identification of the speech signal against an auditory background and its transformation into information. Beginning at a young age, we learn information from speech and hearing. When we hear sounds, the brain processes those sounds into information and then stores them as a memory. So when we hear that sound again, we can correlate a meaning to it. Speech comprehension is a crucial part of development, especially for children. How hearing loss affects adults. Children are not the only ones who can experience speech comprehension issues. Many adults with untreated hearing loss can also lose their ability to recognize and understand speech. Without the ability to clearly hear sound, you aren't able to effectively process sound into information. When left untreated, hearing loss will affect the way you already understand and process words. After a while, your brain will have a difficult time distinguishing what are being said and will soon forget certain words and their meanings. This can lead to an array of health conditions including cognitive decline and even dementia. Speech production. The production of a speech sound may be divided into four separate but interrelated processes. The indentation of the airstream, normally in the lungs, expansion in the larynx through the operation of the vocal cord, is direction by the phone into either the oral cavity or the nasal cavity. It involves four processes: intonation, phonation, oral nasal process, and articulation. And then we we know the meaning about speech acquisition. Speech acquisition focuses on the development of spoken language by a child. Speech consists of an organic set of sound or forms that are used to convey meaning, while language is an arbitrary association of symbols used according to preset rules to convey meaning. While grammatical and syntactic learning can be seen as a part of language acquisition, speech acquisition focuses on the development of the speech perception and speech production over the first year of a child's lifetime. There are several models to explain the norms of speech sound or form acquisition in children. Children acquire language through interaction not only with their parents and other adults, but also with the other children. Normal children who grow up in normal households surrounded by conversation will acquire the language that is being used around them. The definition of the acquisition is the act of getting or receiving something or the item that was received. An example of an acquisition is the purchase of a house. The acquisition of sport equipment can be fun in itself. What the consonants are acquired first, generally, plosive, nasal, and non-phonemic consonants were acquired earlier than trills, flap, we cultivars and advocates. I think that's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.